This GolfSmart insight is seeing club face rotation with 2D video. So I had a member ask, how can you tell if you're rotating the club closed or if you're doing it more with the in-plane movement or arm straightening? Because it is a little bit tricky to see. So what I'm going to show you here is how you can use down-the-line video to identify whether you're doing it more with shaft rotation or whether you're doing it more with the in-plane club movement or arm straightening. From the down-the-line camera, the really telling phase is going to be just below waist height or just below shaft parallel. So what you'll tend to see is from here, we have to look in 3D space. So we're going to have to use face on as well as down the line to see what's going on. You'll see that there the club face rotated towards the ball, but if I did that facing the camera, that is happening more from the in-plane movement or more from my arm straightening.
All right, we'll look at a couple different examples of each style. It takes a little bit of practice getting to be able to see it, and you can't see it as accurately as you would on the graph, but we just want to see the general pattern. So what you're looking for is the club face angle relative to the shaft. So if I were to move through these frames, and let's just indicate where the club head is. That gives us just a rough line of travel that the club is going on. Now you can see up at the top there, the club is pointing straight up and down, and then at this point you can see that it is pointing closer to perpendicular to the swing plane, and then down here you can see that it's pointing more or less at the ball. Before we look at a couple amateur examples, I wanted to show a elite level golfer who uses more of or less of the face rotation model. So here you can see Phil Mickelson, and you got the clear vision of the club up against his body, and you can see that through this space, now that you know what to look for, you can see there's not a lot of rotation. It's pretty much close to the same angle compared to the path of the club through that space. It closes a little bit. It can be a little tricky to tell the amount of rotation. So one good little checkpoint is if you get the club to, let's say, halfway between shaft parallel and impact, typically golfers who do this will have more of an open club face, and it'll be pointing more out perpendicular to the target line instead of at the golf ball. Golfers who've had that shaft rotation are getting the arms more in front at this point, and by this position, the club will typically be pointing at the golf ball. Now, unfortunately, that's not absolute. Here's a golfer that appears to have very little rotation, but you can see that because of the severity of the closed club face, you can see that it's pointing at the golf ball at this time. So we wanted to confirm with the face on. Remember, the golfer on the right there was having a little bit of face rotation through this phase, but you can see that it's corresponding with more the grip releasing here on the right side of the body. Same thing over here. We saw very little face rotation, but we did see it happening a little bit down at the bottom. So you'll see that it's pointing more at the target through this straightening of the arm along the right side of the body, and that'll typically cause the club to come up very quickly. Same thing over here, more along the right side of the body, and so the club tends to come up quickly. You'll often see it accompanied with a chicken wing or bending in the arms. So
hopefully this video made sense and help you understand how you close the club face. But if you're interested in learning more about your own game, head over to golfsmartacademy.com. You can sign up for a free membership. You can check out all of our playlists on the different key topics so that you can really understand what's happening both in the tour golf swing as well as what you're doing with your own, and come up with some strategies on how you can train it. If you're not quite ready for that, please subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get regular updates whenever we send out either analysis videos or when we answer members' questions in these insights.